Welcome to the glamorous world of my transmission tunnel. Trust me, it's not glamorous. Stinks of transmission fluid. Everything done in the last video is so I can shove that behind that and that behind that. So what we've got here, this is the pressure plate. When the clutch fork operates, it operates the throw-out bearing, I think they call it, or release bearing. That presses on there, which presses the clutch, what's inside there, against the flywheel, which is here. These teeth on the flywheel, they go to starter motor, so the starter motor spins the flywheel to turn the engine to start the engine. All that needs to come off. So first of all, there are these 12mm bolts, loads of them around there, so gonna get those off and go from there. Probably shouldn't get WD-40 on your clutch. Yeah, there's one right at the top up there, that's going to be fun. Yeah. Right, well that's it. I'm going to put the gearbox back in and just forget about it. Now seriously, what you can do is you can put something through one of these holes on the block and jam your flywheel on here. But I don't want to do that because it's probably going to damage the teeth. So what I've discovered you can do is if you rotate it round to the right place, just about there, with a breaker bar, there's a sweet spot where it will undo the bolts. And eventually, if we keep turning it round anyway, the engine will build up compression and then it will go stiff. Hopefully. Yeah, that's all the bolt broken free. So let's just go round again, take them all out with the ratchet. I'm just taking a guess at where these ones are at the top, because it's not very comfortable trying to sit up in the transmission tunnel. Right, so I think that's all the bolts out. So this pressure plate, yeah, should come out. Okay, it turns out it just needed a bit of persuasion. Yeah, that's the clutch out. The pressure plate out. So it turns out one of those is quite heavy. So I've gone ahead and I've put all those bolts back in the flywheel so I don't lose them. And now we've got to get these out, and these obviously are not a 12, these are going to be a different size. So I opted to go straight in with a breaker bar here because, yeah, they're going to be awkward. And that's going to spin. I'm probably going to have to find a way to stop that spinning. Yeah. So whilst, yeah, decided what to do about that flywheel, I've decided this needs to come off anyway, and I've got some replacements. And I can actually, whilst the gearbox is off, get to all the bolts on both sides. Although it's a bit stiff. So it's kind of loose because there was a bolt there. That was actual bolt. There's a bolt round top's actual bolt. So nut on there, which yeah, that was bloody awkward. But as it comes back, you get slightly more room. However, this nut here, that nut is at a kind of angle, and you can't really get any leverage on it, and it doesn't turn. And it's been attempted before And I was thinking they'll hopefully all be blooming bolts, and then I'll be able to get them out and twist it round against the leverage. But no, they put a stud in there, so I can't do that. So I'm going to have to faff about and try and get that off somehow. Oh, and they're all 13s, except that one's a 12. Oh. Well, I've just removed that cover which come off these fuel lines here, which has allowed me fuck all extra leverage, and the bolt is still rounded and it's somewhere between 11 and a 12, so I think I might have to give in and cut that. So, got one down from the top, got one nut off from here, that one, that won't break free, and there's another bolt up the top which, well, snapped. Well, I managed to break this one free by using, well, by smacking my hand into that blooming guard thing up there, but by using this spanner and this bar off the jack and kind of some kind of thing like that, and then I smacked my hand into that and that hurt as well. But anyway, every cloud has a silver lining, because now I can get this off hopefully. Yes. So if you want to know if your turbos are good, I probably can't get the light on it here, but that side there, that's the wastegate. This side here is where your little spindle is. Well, basically if it spins nicely and it doesn't go up and down, left and right, and you can't pull it backwards and forwards, there's no shaft play, which is good. It means this turbo is pretty good. So back around this side, I successfully, after a long time, pretty much the whole afternoon, got that nut off there. So what I used was this tool. The intention was to cut it off. That failed, but the heat from trying to cut it off basically made it so I could twist it off. So every cloud. Yep, that's tight. Yep, that'll be the earth. Ah, good. There's no shaft play in there either, so that turbo's also good. So here's the plan. What I have here is from Z1. These are some downpipes. As you will see, it's a little bit longer. That's because on the US car, which these are from the US, they have a cat in the downpipe. Obviously this is a decatted downpipe. The UK car And I believe the JDM ones, there's no cats in the downpipes, so the downpipes are shorter, and then on the US car you have a longer, sorry, you have a shorter mid pipe. On the UK JDM car, obviously the mid pipe is going to be slightly longer. So what I'm going to have to do is make a custom exhaust, but for the time being what I might do is just chop mine and then move the flanges on the mid pipes, but we'll get to that later video. For now I'm going to test fit these, and when I say test fit, I'm going to put 2 studs at the top. I'm not going to use those nuts again, I'm going to get some new nuts. It's also come with a new gasket for there, and they have these separators here, so that the wastegate will basically dump down here, and then the turbo will go straight out the exhaust here. And the reason for putting the new downpipes on is because the lambda sensors on my car never worked, and they're very awkward to get to. I did manage to get this one with a breaker bar, and it does that and doesn't come out. So yeah, so what I've got is these new ones. These are not genuine Nissan ones, but they have the Nissan connectors on them. These were £85 for a pair. If you buy Nissan ones, it's about £85 for one side and about 400 quid for the other side, because the lead is slightly longer, whereas these leads are long enough anyway. So, new gasket. There is 2 ways you can put this on. One way, the 2 top ones won't line up. So that's lining up, and that's lining up, which means it must be the right way. Now I've fitted the O2 sensor into the downpipe ready. Yeah, we'll fish about the wires in a bit. Blooming earth's right in the way. So yeah, what we'll do is kind of line that up on those 2 studs and press on. So somewhere up here there's a hole. Yep, somewhere. Always having to find the hole. So yeah, we're going to put that nut in there somehow. Yeah, that's allegedly starting the thread. It says. Can't get it in. Let's go for the other side first. Let me know, that one's proper awkward to get to. Yep, I had to go up and over and in. Yep, again, that's awkward to get started. So what I learned here is if you don't put the O2 sensor in when you put it up, you can get the nuts in easier. What I've also learned is don't leave your 30mm spanner all the way over there, because you're going to have to get out from under the car to go get it. Well, there you go, that is the Z1 downpipe, I say test fitted, because that one I need to find 2 nuts for the bottom of it, because the other 2 nuts are knackered. This one, this side, bolt right round there is on. Bolt there, that's the one that snaps, so I need to drill that out. That nut's on. This nut, you can't get it on because the metal from the downpipe is in the way. So what I need to do is cut the stud down slightly so I can get the nut over the stud without interfering with the downpipe, or get a thinner nut. So back to trying to get the flywheel off. Now, as you know, the flywheel, when you try and turn these with a breaker or a ratchet, it's going to spin the flywheel around like that, and it's going to be a pain in the ass. I went on the interweb, and what you could do is you could put a transmission bolt into the block, and you could put one of these bolts, well, I've left them in anyway, but you could put one of these pressure plates bolts in, and you could put a spanner between the 2, so what will happen is this will try and turn, that'll push against that, and it won't be able to turn. So put a breaker bar on it, and it ain't going anywhere. And if you pull really hard on it, you can actually see the bolt flexing up there, so you're probably going to break that bolt first. And the reason for that is these bolts, they should be, I believe, 69 foot-pounds of torque on them, which is about 90 something newton meters. I reckon somebody's over-torqued these. So anyway, you'll see this one here is out, and that's because I've been out and I've brought a toy. So I've been to Lidl, because that's where you go for your tools. I brought this Parkside Impact Wrench. It's a vehicle impact wrench. Cost me 70 quid, and it looks like that. And the reason I brought that, I did look at Screwfix's own Titan one, but this one, actually, the Screwfix one went up to 100 newton meters of torque. This one starts at 100 newton meters and it goes up to 400. It's got 5 different torque settings. So on paper, this is a better tool for the same price. Also comes with carrying case. It does come with some sockets as well, 6-point sockets. However, it did not have a 14mm, so I've had to buy a 14mm separate. So to prove a point, these bolts here should be about 90 newton meters of torque. So I've put the drill, I'll call it a drill, the impact driver, on the lowest setting, which is 100, which is more than 90, obviously. And nothing. So if we go up to the next setting, which is 150, nothing. So we go up to the next one, which is 200, and we're out. So I needed 200 newton meters of torque to get out a stud that should be about 90. So yeah, they've been over torqued. So I'm now in the most uncomfortable position in the transmission tunnel, crouched down, and that's not working. Yeah, should probably take that transmission bolt out and that spanner down. It's got some weight to it. Yep, that's definitely got weight to it. Whew, enjoy putting that back on later. Well, this is the rear main seal. Down here, I believe there's a rubber seal in there. Well, there's not a rubber seal in there, and there should be a rubber seal in there, and yeah, that's definitely the problem. Well, that is it for this video. It did go slightly off piece because I got fed up with that flywheel, so just did the downpipes instead, but we got it on in the end. So in the next video we'll be doing that main seal and that other little U-rubbery bit, and maybe getting the gearbox back on. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.